Feel good. It's that subconscious mind. Forget the logical mind. How they're looking, how am I breathing? Am I breathing too loud? Am I breathing too soft? No, you know, all of that. Just breathe. Cool. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to give you one more exercise, not a grueling exercise. Most of you know each other, but I want you to turn around to your partner next to you, shake hands for like 10 seconds, introduce yourself, look them in the eye. You know the number one stimulant to a human being today is another human being. And we kind of discard that all the time with technology and media and social media, that we even forget to get stimulated. So just look at the person next to you, introduce yourself and shake hands for like 10 seconds. Let's get the oxytocin flowing. Let's get the human touch chemical flowing, and you'll feel much better. Awesome, thank you very much. Feeling better, guys? He wants a massage. That's taking oxytocin to serotonin and to dopamine. You know, scientists have actually today found a solution or an explanation to happiness. Happiness is simply the subjective state of mind that an individual experiences when he or she collectively releases dopamines, endorphins, oxytocin, and adrenaline. When you have all of this out together, it's what we call the state of happiness. And there are three ways, apparently, that you can reach the state of happiness, the subjective state of happiness. One, you can do drugs, which is obviously not a good idea. I think you guys all know that. No to drugs. Because drugs are symptomatic. They're temporary, and when they wear off, the side effects are much worse than the actual effects of drugs. Two, they call it transcendental meditation. For those of you who can still the mind and get into a space of beyond what you normally used to, quietly, you will also release the state of happiness. And thirdly, you can see a cognitive therapist who can assist you in guiding you to this happiness state. So if you guys want to get to that state and you can't use the other two, please give me a call. My card's over there. And cognitive therapists normally get you to the state of releasing all these chemicals collectively to get into the subjective state of happiness. So, flow dreaming. The first thing about anything in life is understand that we need to remove barriers. That everything within us is innate. We have innate mental health. We have this innate greatness within us. And what has restricted us from achieving this greatness, as remember the story about the car keys, it's not out there, it's actually in here. We need to look inside, remove the barriers to get into our greatness state. So I'm going to call what we call it the lag cycles towards flow dreaming. And I'm going to basically break it down to 3 lag cycles. The first lag cycle is being, I don't have enough of what I want to be successful. We all have the success meter within us, and we measure the success by outside influences. We're always comparing, or checking a bank balance, or checking an asset base, or looking at their relationship, or their health, or their body, and saying, you know, I want to get this. And what we start doing in life is we start assuming that everything that we want to get is outside of us. So we stand there and we start pulling at life, and we start trying this law of attraction, and we're perpetually pulling at this, and we're tugging at this. We've got our spiritual and our creativity up there, and we've got our real life up here, and it's exhausting. I mean, just look at this pulling process, perpetually getting out there and trying to pull this greatness and this creativity and the spirituality over the threshold to come to us. And that is your first lag state, by simply understanding that everything is within me. When I'm trying out there to look for it, I'm going to exhaust myself. Because for each and every one out there, they have their greatness within. You cannot go there and tug at their greatness and pull it towards you and say, I want this greatness so I could feel like you. It's subjective. So we need to stop tugging and stop pulling, because that's a lag state. And when we're telling the universe that we don't have this and that we need to acquire this from outside of us, the universe is listening to us, mirroring us, reflecting and resounding exactly what we feel. So we are self-sabotaging ourselves without even knowing that we're self-sabotaging. Because we're telling the universe, we don't have it. I don't have it. I know it's out there. Help me get it. The universe says, I can only reflect what you feel. I can only reflect what you think. So if you feel you don't have it, then I'm going to give you enough of you not having it. So that is our first let's take, that everything that we need is within us. So in order to continuously continue on our flow dream and our flow of life of this luck and success, we need to understand that it's all within us. The greatness lies here. You don't need to tug at life. You don't need to pull at life. You just got to simply be and accentuate that and actualize that which is within us. The second let's say I want to speak about is, I'm going to come to this course when I have enough money. I'm going to start the diet after this weekend on Monday, because it's so much easier then. I'm going to do this session with Khalid when I have enough time. So what we're telling the universe is we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough energy or enough desire to do and accentuate our greatness. So we call it the power giveaway. You're giving away your power to external factors, and they are dictating to you how you can achieve or not achieve your greatness. That is ludicrous. Why would you do that? I simply am telling my circumstances that I don't have enough money, so I'll do this when I have enough money. And you give away this power. I mean, I want you to imagine that we are these bundles of energy, and we are these bundles of information, and we perpetually taking information every day, all the day. So today I'm very different to how I'm going to be tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm even more different to how I'm going to be the next day, because I'm perpetually distorting my bundle of energy. We have something like 50,000 thoughts a day, and these thoughts are streaming through us fast and furiously. And if these thoughts are negative thoughts and things I can't do, I mean, I want you to quickly just ponder in your mind about how many reasons you have found in your mind as to why you couldn't do certain things in your life, as to why you couldn't achieve certain greatnesses in your life, as to why you're still stuck in the place you are, and how you could possibly never have got what you wanted. Just think about those. And these thoughts are perpetually scribing our energy and information data, and this data is now obviously being given off and sent off to the universe, and the universe is just sitting there, because the universe is just a big mirror. It's got nothing to do except reflect what you give it. So you're giving it the thought, you're giving it the mindset that I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm giving away the power to my external circumstances. And the universe is going, okay, cool, let's select it. We'll give you exactly no more money and no more time. And you simply are not going to get unstuck from where you are, because you yourself are saying you can't get where you want to get. So let's not give away this power. This is the second net cycle that totally sabotages us from achieving this greatness and desire and infinite and limitless potential within us. You guys with me? It's going okay? Making sense? Cool. And now the third one. Wow, this is the biggest one. I mean, plan B. We all have plan B. Plan A pitches up, and plan A is huge. It's desirable. It's out there. It's out of this world. It's limitless. And plan A stands there and goes, I know I can get this. I mean, the fact that plan A pitched up tells you that you have greatness within you that you need to actualize. And plan B stands and goes, are you crazy, man? You don't have the resources. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have the energy. You don't have the mindset. You don't have any of it. You don't even have the vision to get to plan A. So we settle for plan B. And that's our biggest lead cycle. You know, it's like we know that the highest fruit on the tree is the sweetest. But the logical mind, the plan B says, but geez, getting up there, you might break your leg for a piece of fruit. Let's just take the one that's closest to grab and let's run with that. So, plan B is the biggest lead cycle ever. When we have plan B, which we all do in our lives, plan B actually becomes the rule. Plan A becomes the exception. Plan B says to you, there's no way you can do that. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling everyone around you. Do me a favor. Let's reduce and diminish our plan A, and let's make it a plan B that's very attainable. So we execute plan B. Plan B becomes our cycle, but we're hoping for plan A. And plan A will never resonate. Plan A will never get activated. So today, in order for us to achieve our greatness, let's forever eradicate the concept of plan B. Let's take plan A, because that came out from your mental innate health, your mental innate wellness, that potential within you, that inner voice, that inner dialogue that accentuated and whispered and echoed to you and resonated to your conscious mind that I'm capable of this. I'm doing this. You think Nelson Mandela had a plan B? You think Mahatma Gandhi had a plan B? You think Mother Teresa had a plan B? You think Richard Branson's got a plan B? Their only plan A is. And when we actualize and accentuate that plan A, there's no need and no room for the plan B. And we will then achieve that greatness that we were meant to have achieved in our lives. So I've kind of spoken about the 3 life cycles. I'm going to quickly run them through you to make you understand that when we are living in this life cycle, the universe perpetually reflects this life cycle. So the first one was, whatever we need is never out there, it's always in here. We need to go from within, not from without. Number 2, never give your power away of your desire to external circumstances. It is infinitely ridiculous. It is profoundly stupid and dumb. The power lies within you. Find the time, make the money, flow into that stream, and you will see that even the universe will conquer, giving you the time, or the money, or the energy you need to flow. And 3, no more plan Bs. Work on plan A. That first plan that pitches up, no matter how out there it seems, it's your plan. It's your life. It's your greatness. Go and achieve plan A. That is ultimately how we flow dream. I'm going to add one more thing. I've spoken about the negativity of flow dream, and now I'm going to speak about the positivity of flow dreaming. I'm going to give you one simple technique in how to flow dream. Before I start this, I want you to, another quick exercise, I want you to guys quickly think about the biggest thought you've ever had in your life. Just the biggest thought, just think about it. Cool? Now I want you to think about the biggest emotion you've ever had in your life. Feel that emotion. And when I look at the state, emotion tips the scale way further than our thoughts. The emotion drives more harder. The emotion is more real. The emotion is much bigger and much larger than the thought. So, what I want to speak to you about today is an emotional wellness, an emotional template, an emotional forward processor that's going to create the life you want of abundance and fulfillment. And it sounds a little airy-fairy and a little far-fetched. So whatever I say, don't just listen to it, don't just believe it. I simply want you to try it and see how it impacts on your life. So, most of our lives, we react. You know, events happen and we react. And then we react, and then we react. And then we get a little smarter and we read some good books and we listen to a couple of motivational speakers, and then we start responding. Oh no, listen, this happened to me, it happened for me, there's an opportunity, which is all great. So instead of reacting, you know, I started doing that myself. I started responding. But then it hit me, you know, it said, but the response is coming from an event that I created. So why do I even need to react or to respond? Why don't I just make sure that I create the right event? So I started what we call pre-acting. Pre-acting is the opposite of reacting. So pre-acting is when you kind of visualize and you blueprint what you want even before it happens. So a lot of us have pre-acted a few of the times, but let's think about it for a while. How many times have we pre-acted in the negative? Apparently 97% of pre-acting happens only in the negative. It's only 3% of pre-acting that actually happens in the positive. So let's say you have a confrontation with your boss and you want to ask for a bigger salary, for example. You pre-act this emotion, you pre-act this event, and you know that your boss is going to say, no, the company's not doing so well, I don't think I can give you the salary right now, if you want to get a better job. Or you have to have a confrontation with your kid because you caught your kid smoking, for example. So you pre-act the event, and it's always in the negative. Your kid's going to say, but I've been smoking for the last year, and I can't live without my cigarettes, and you're just going to accept me smoking. Or you have a business plan, and you want to start a new online business, for example. And you kind of pre-act the cheeses, but you know, we've got so much competition, and it's so capital intensive, and we don't have the time to get this business going to where we want it to go. So we kind of pre-act the response. So what we do is we take an emotional expectation, and we post it out in the future with a negative impact. We take this template of emotions of negative, and we kind of imprint it into the future with a negative impact. And again, as we know, the universe stands and goes, okay, here's the projection.